Hello, everyone. It's great to be in contact with so many of you today. As many of you know, I'm Aaron Edwards of zBuyer, and I'm really glad to have the chance to answer your questions. We have several of you that have already submitted questions through the website, and Facebook, and email, so I'll get to those first. But in the meantime, feel free to write us any of your additional questions through the chat option here at the site for the webinar. So I'll jump right in here with a great question from a non-paying member, and I'll continue to bring in more of the questions asked by network members over this time we have together here. Are you a lead generation company? Yes, we are. That's an easy one for me to answer. We've specialized in real estate lead generation for over 12 years now. I feel like we're doing pretty good at it. And if you haven't, you should give us a shot to help you grow your real estate business with motivated sellers and buyers. The next question, how do you get your leads? Oh, gosh, I've never ever heard that one before. It's a common question, an important question at that. We advertise mainly through the internet, right? So search engine marketing, email campaigns. We're advertising in an effort to find the most highly motivated home sellers that are in need of assistance in selling their home quickly. And we've developed strategic relationships over the past decade and a huge online presence to find high-quality buyer leads as well. Now, thousands of buyers and sellers fill out these forms on a daily basis or contact us directly in our call center. We have used our over 30 years or 30 plus years of real estate investment experience to develop an advertising system that is second to none. I honestly believe second to none in its ability to attract large-scale numbers of motivated home sellers and buyers. Now I'll move to the next question. Let's do that one. Is this a foreclosure list? It's a good question. And no, not at all. Foreclosure lists typically collect information from banks about homes that are in foreclosure. I'm sure most of you know that. That usually don't even include any contact info for their leads, if you can call them that. We come in opposition to that, we come in direct contact with our leads, home sellers and home buyers, via our online forms and our call center. And, I really would like to drill down on this a little more. I hope most of you will agree with me. It seems like there's a really big difference in trying to contact someone who is seeking your help, who proactively came to a website and filled out a form to sell their home fast, or was proactively looking online to find a home, found one they were interested in, and took the time and the initiative to fill out their contact info in hopes that they'll be contacted by a professional who can help them. I hope that we can all agree that there's a big difference in contacting someone who's been through that versus someone who's on a list that they probably don't even want to be on to begin with, like a foreclosure list. I sometimes like to lump in the expired listings with that as well. There's value to that, and all agents know that, and that's even agents coming just out of training are coached to work the listed or the expired listings, I should say, and foreclosure lists. It's accessible information, and that's not the way it is with us. We have to keep in mind you're going to be better off contacting home sellers who are actually motivated and took the time to fill out a form in an effort to reach out to a professional rather than cold calling someone who's on a list that everybody else already knows about. So it's a roundabout answer to that question, I guess. Well, here's a question from a long-term active subscriber, actually. I'm sure many of the rest of you out there that are active subscribers have this same question. Is there an export to Excel option for leads? I'll do the best I can to answer this, everybody, okay? The way our system is designed, we have to maintain some control over who is contacting the buyers and sellers. That way, no one lead, seller or buyer, is overexposed to too many phone calls by investors or agents reaching out to them. We don't want to dilute or saturate the service too much. And if we allowed everyone to export leads immediately, right when they get in, just one button, export 1,000 leads in the major markets in the country, we'd have no way to track any of that. Thus, no way to protect you, the subscriber, from hearing that, and you're the 30th person to call me kind of thing that some of us hear from time to time in marketing these days. I'd also like to point out something, though. We're slowly but surely working on a way for paid subscribers who are paying and get the contact info to be able to individually export these leads. This may take some time, but it is in the works, and hopefully it won't be too long. I'll move on to the next question now. Okay, why should I trust your company? That's a fair question. I think all of us at some point, even those of you who've been subscribers for a number of years, thought that at one point. All I can tell you is we're a family-run and owned, operated business. We've been collecting home seller information since 2003. We've spent that time building trusted, reliable relationships with our buyers, sellers, and certainly our subscribers. We're also an accredited member of the Better Business Bureau, and I would encourage any of you to check out our rating at the Better Business Bureau. I'm proud of it. I hope that you're impressed with it. Next question. What information do you have about the sellers and their homes? It's a good question. Most importantly, we have contact info, right? Without contact info, how do we actually make a phone call or send an email? So I'll go over a little rundown. We have first and last name, phone number, email address, property address. The sellers give us the reason they're selling their home. They give us some financial specifications like loan amount, asking price, initial asking price. Usually that's negotiable on some level. An estimated value. Now, let's all remember that is the estimated value according to who? The seller. I'm sure many of you have come across a seller from time to time in the real estate business and in your travels that was a little off on what they thought their home was worth, right? So let's keep that in mind. But we also get the bedrooms and baths and a number of other things that you can see anytime you log into the website at zbuyer.com, whether a paying subscriber or a member of our network. Next question. In what areas do you have motivated leads? Great question. Simple answer is everywhere there is internet and people are active on the internet. We have information, which, by the way, is updated minute by minute on over 1.4 million homes for sale coast to coast throughout the United States, currently already at zBuyer, just waiting for your phone calls. And more importantly, each and every day, we have new home sellers and new buyer leads coming through our marketing system as well. So if you're in a major market center like Houston or Chicago or Los Angeles, and you work the majority of that market center, you could have anywhere from 150 to 300 leads in total per month. Obviously, in the smaller counties, there will be smaller lead counts, but the counties are priced accordingly. So smaller counties will cost less than Cook County, for example, Illinois and Chicago. So the next question I have here is, how much does it cost? You guys don't care anything about that, do you? Of course, I'm kidding. I know that that's probably the most important question you have right now. For those of you who don't know, now counties are priced differently throughout the nation. We base pricing on, number one, lead volume, and that includes how many leads are in the database that we've already procured in the past 24 months, how many leads are expected to come in the future on a daily, weekly, or monthly basis. We also gauge our pricing on the average price range of home and supply and demand in that particular county. So I'll say more specifically, the prices vary from the low end would be around $100 per month for the lowest lead count counties. up to over $600 a month for major counties with huge lead volume, some of which we discussed just a few seconds ago. This is actually leading us directly into another follow-up question here. Is there a contract? I'm pleased to announce that zBuyer does not have a contract. Our system is set up month to month, so you can cancel anytime. I would like to point out, and I hope most of you that have been in the business and would consider yourself veterans, that a month-to-month system can be difficult at times if you expect fantastic results in your first couple of weeks. Most of our top producers and most successful agents in our service give it a minimum of 3 to 6 months when they first sign up. It's because people who've been in the business a while, investor and realtor alike, know you have to give a new marketing tool time to resonate with you. And you have to give yourself time to master the marketing tool. So I encourage anyone who's going to sign up today, don't jump ship after your first month. Give it a while. In almost every county in the country, one closing per calendar year would give you a phenomenal return on investment. Keep that in mind as you're using the service and working the leads. Another question, and we get this one quite a bit. This is a great question. How many members are contacting each of these leads? How much competition do I have, right? Everyone's concerned about that, and fairly. Access to the information that we collect from the sellers and buyers is limited only to members of our network rather than being open to the general public. It's the first most important thing that I want all of you to understand, ladies and gentlemen. Our goal within our paid subscriber network is to have up to 4 contacts per opportunity. Of course, it's not perfect. Contact rates vary, like with anything. The database that we have of past leads is governed by an algorithm that, paired with our statistical analysis of click-through and contact rates, allows us to target 4 members per seller and or buyer profile. So when any one opportunity or lead has too much activity, the primary phone number is removed. Just so you know, that's not happening very often, if hardly ever yet, which takes me back to the point that we're still one of the best kept secrets in real estate. That's an advantage to you, a potential subscriber or current subscriber, whichever you may be tuned in today. I think that about wraps up the questions I have to answer right now, and I want to wrap up our time together. We don't want our first webinar to go on. We want to keep it short and sweet. I want to sincerely thank those of you who submitted questions and those of you who were part of this experience today. I apologize if any of you have questions that you did not get answered. You can always call our very highly trained and very professional sales staff. I'm very proud of the work we're doing in the sales team. And I'm going to give you a number right now. If you wouldn't mind taking just a second, grab a pen and a piece of paper, or pull out your smartphone and pull up your notes. The number to call is 888-400-6123. And they'll be overjoyed to hear from you, so don't be shy. Call us again at 888-400-6123. Thanks again for your kind attention today. It's been all my pleasure. And I wish the very best of success to you in your real estate business and your real estate business growth in the future. Thank you.